So every day I love picking my fresh guinea pig grass because they go out on the run. So what I'll do is put this in with them because it's really important they get some fresh air. And this is one of my favourite things. Come on, piggies. Come on, piggies. It's not very sunny for them today. So I'm putting different things in different areas because they all like different areas. And then, come on, Molly, Meg, Dylan. Let's see if they come out. Can you hear them squeaking? Watch the little door and they'll start coming out in a minute. Come on, Molly. So this is Molly. Now Molly has changed colour completely since I got her. She used to be bright orange like Donald Trump, and now she's got all the good nutrition in her to come out. And then here comes Dylan, who I have to say, if everyone looked like Dylan, Dylan's very shy. This, and then what I'll do, Meg is the shyest, so I'm going to go in and shoo Meg out. So if you stay there, you can see it. So it's really important they get fresh nutrition. Go on, Meg, out we go. Good girl. Go on, Meg. She's in here. She's coming. So what I do, they're just adorable. Now, seriously, who could not love guinea pigs? I used to pretend they were for the children, but obviously they're not, they're for me. And they're such good friends. So I'm going to shut them out a bit because I want them to get some nice fresh air. Even though it's not very sunny today, they need vitamin D and everything like us. So I pick lovely fresh grass for them, dandelions. When I go on the dog walks, I pick fresh dandelions from areas from them. Dylan's a bit camera shy, typical boy. Molly and Meg aren't. You're lovely, aren't you, girls? They're sisters. They're all rescue guinea pigs and I absolutely adore them. And then what they've got the little cat flap you can see I've just shut so that they don't hide in again. And then let me go and show you their little house. You've seen a bit of it before. So they can come out here and they've got lots. It's very important if you've got guinea pigs that they've got lots of hidey places and always fresh hay. I did have loads of turf down there, but unfortunately to stop them getting wet, it's got the tarpaulins, the turf dry. So in here is their little house. Now, what I do with their little house is it's got lots of different little beds in because guinea pigs like lots of little hidey places. And then we've got different types of hay. We've got 2 different types of food, complete food nuggets. We've got a water bowl and a water bottle so that they can choose. This is ready grass, and then you can see the little bits of the greens. Twice a day I give them fresh vegetables and fruit because they need their 5 a day just like we do. So should we go down and see the horses? Let's go down and see the horses. So they're out, and that I just adore the guinea pigs. My mother had loads of guinea pigs, so when we were growing up it was always, where's Mum? Oh, she's in the guinea pig shed. Duffy, come on, you're coming down. Good girl. What I love here is everywhere you look there's a cat asleep. This is Fluffy Duffy. She's beautiful. She's so gentle and she's best friends with the foxes. So you're coming down with us, Duffy. So here, the fencing looks a bit skew-with, and I'll tell you why. Because Billy, I've explained to some people, Billy hasn't got any teeth left. So I can set up the fencing so he can go in and out of their field shelter at any times, and can, if I need to, if I'm out for work for the day, I can set it up so he can be next door to his friends, but in and out. So this is Charlie. Now Charlie is amazing. These funny things on their face are fly masks because the fly masks, the flies get in their eyes and they hate it. So they can see through these, but they really like having them on. And I always ask them if they want it on. So Charlie is absolutely adorable. How old are you now, Charlie? 30. 30, Charlie. Wow, you're looking amazing for 30. Isn't he beautiful? Jennifer Aniston, all I can say is his hair is natural. And then let's go down and see Romeo. So what they have, I haven't tidied up here today at all, so that's my job for later. Feed bowls out. This is Romeo. Now Romeo is amazing. He's hysterical. He's just been taken out for walks. He's a bit lame at the moment, so he's the only one that's still ridden. And Romeo lived wild off the New Forest for the first 4 years of his life. So he's brilliant for self-medicating. This water bowl is actually for the foxes. You've got your fly fin, John. Did you have a nice walk with Patricia? Because you love your walks with Patricia. He's adorable. And he's more like really a Labrador than a pony, aren't you? Incredibly intelligent. Then I haven't done my washing up, but these black buckets over here have all got different essential oils in that they self-select from. So they've got their normal water buckets, and excuse the mess everyone, but this is what people with horses like. So they can get into their field shelters at all times. So my horses don't live in at all. They've always got access in and out. The only time I shut them in is when they're eating, because Romeo eats a lot quicker than the others and I don't want him to take all the food. So all these buckets here, can you see that they've got names on them? So this is carrot seed essential oil. So I fill them up with water. In the summer, when they get quite a lot of algae in them, I redo them every couple of weeks. And then these bits of strings are so that the insects don't die, because otherwise the insects will be attracted to the buckets of water and die. So when you put little strings in like that, it's not dangerous for the horses, but the insects can come out. So each bucket, you can see this one's wintergreen. Wintergreen is a wonderful oil for inflammatory pain, because my horses, 2 of them are 30 and one's 24 now. And they've all got, we've got garlic, we've got peppermint, we've got lavender, we've got lemongrass, we've got clove. And the animals can self-select there. And then morning and evening, they have a good selection of herbs as well. And let's just go and find Billy, because those of you that have donated, the main thing that we've been donating to recently is I really want to, Billy unfortunately hasn't got many teeth left, probably from a diet of, he was a top competition pony, so he's been fed crap basically all his life. He's been with us for probably about 6 years now, so he's retired. He's such a gentle soul. So I've put this fencing up so they can get in and out, but I can fence it off so Billy can come in and out of his field shelter and things. So at night, when I need to leave extra feed for him, because even though he's out grazing today, so he's very happy. If he wasn't happy, then but I can then shut off this little area so he can have the long grass in the middle here. So if I need to leave extra feed out, he can have it without the others getting to it. So Billy is absolutely gorgeous, but what he'll do is he'll graze and then a lot of it will fall out. It's called quidding because he hasn't got any grinding teeth left. But we're keeping him happy and healthy with some really good quality hard feed that he has at the moment 4 times a day, but in the winter it'll be 6 times a day, which is why I look so tired. But you're worth it, aren't you, Billy? So this is Billy, and Billy, this is a grey. White horses are called grey, funny enough. And Billy, again, he's got the fly mask on because look how many flies there are around their eyes, and they hate it. So he's quite happy with this mask on. I always let them choose whether they come on or not. But he's out happily grazing. He doesn't realise he's not swallowing it, but he needs a lot of extra nutrition now and help from us adults. But horses need a good retirement because they give so much to us in their lives. There's been some horrific programmes on in the UK recently to show how awful the racehorse industries are and how many racehorses end up in the slaughterhouse. And anyone that spent time with horses know they're the most beautiful, loyal animals ever. So my speciality is giving old animals a really special retirement home. So they've got a lovely field here. It's got fencing round so they can walk round to encourage them to move, but Billy can have this extra long grass. And this bench is quite special. It's really old. It's about 50 years old, this bench. And my grandmother, it was my grandmother's bench. So this is where I often sit here and meditate, and all the animals be around me, the badgers, the foxes, the cats, the horses, owls in the trees over there. We've got badgers in the field, we've got foxes, we've got deer. We're so lucky. I'm really lucky that I've got this, but I love sitting on this bench and meditating, and it's my real tuning in with my intuition time. I do sometimes bring my glass of wine out here as well and do that. And there's one more thing I want to show you. I've got my friend Andrea helping me. I normally can't do it. So in this field, this is a lovely wild meadow. So this down here is plantain, Plantigo lancerote. This is an amazing herb, really good for the horses, very soothing for the gut, full of mucilage, really good for for healing wounds, for stings and everything. We've got loads of natural herbs in here. We've got dandelion, we've got some white clover, which isn't great for the horses, but we've also got red clover here. And then if I show you over here, loads of dandelions, which are just at the end here, but loads of dandelions in the field, which they all love. But let me show you one of my favourite things. So when you feed your horses natural herbs, which is one of my real passions, getting people to use what nature provides, look at these self-seeded bushes. So the way nature works is you eat things and then you poo them out the other end. And your body will take what it needs, but it always gives some back to nature. So because I give my horses fresh rose hips, look at this amazing, this is the dog rose, the wild rose, self-seeded rosehip bushes. They're all over the field. And these, because I've been giving my horses fresh herbs, what they don't need, they give back to the land and they self-seed. So now we've got completely self-seeded rosehip bushes all over the field. And rosehips are amazing for collagen regeneration, impair immune support. And this is another self-seeded herb. All the horsey owners will know this. This beautiful plant is milk thistle. This is a baby milk thistle plant. Isn't it beautiful? And milk thistle is one of the main liver herbs for all animals. So again, I feed my horses fresh milk thistle seeds, fresh rose hips. They take what they need, they poo out the rest, and then a lot of it will reseed, and then you're replenishing nature. So I love it. Zoo, little Charlie and Romeo don't really need feeding, but Billy, because he needs his regular feeds because he hasn't got any teeth. Horses' digestive systems work very differently to dogs, cats, humans, and they're designed to be eating all the time. So now I need to give you a nice feed. Now you're going to see me make up the feed for Billy, and normally horses wouldn't have, but don't worry, they're really gentle. So with them, they'll follow me in because they'll follow the thing, but they won't tread on you. If you ever need to, I'm talking to my friend Andrea, give them a bit of space. Just go like this and they'll move out of your space. So they will be desperate for feed in the feed room. And when horses get old, their needs change. So you have to feed them a bit differently. So in here I've got all my amazing herbs and everything. And as I said, what I do, I've already soaked some of this, and this feed is a really wonderful natural feed from Germany, which is made up of 60 species of natural grasses, which is exactly what horses should be eating. So I've soaked it earlier. Now, Annika, here's one I placed earlier. A little bit of unmanashed sugar beet because he needs a little bit of extra energy now he's getting old. Then I've got these lovely, I've got my feed strip here. I'm going to talk to you about prepping because I've been prepping so I don't run out. This is a lovely natural muesli for him, again made with all herbs and spices, and a little bit for the others. And in here I have got loads of natural herbs, that the main things that the horses do. Now my friend Patricia, who took Romeo out earlier, has left loads of chopped carrots for them. So this is their weekly treat. So Romeo can have some carrots and Charlie can have some carrots, but unfortunately Billy can't because he can't eat carrots. He's so gentle, he's really sweet. And now, organic turmeric powder from my brilliant old company, Naturally Animals. Turmeric is a wonder spice, really good for taking inflammation down. And because all my animals are in their horses are in their 20s or 30s now, it's really good to give them a little bit of extra support with the herbs. So turmeric is one of my faces, and Billy is here really waiting. And then freshly ground black pepper, because you need black pepper to activate the turmeric in the bottom, so a good pinch of that. So I freshly grind that every couple of days. And then because we've just had the full moon, I'm going to do a separate session on parasites. But my lovely herbal wormer, I do not use chemical wormers unless there's an emergency, and I have to. So I'll do a separate session, and it means I'm a proper witch. But a herbal wormer, the best time to worm your animals is on a full moon. So I'm putting that in because we had the full moon obviously at the weekend. Billy, I know you're hungry. And then I'm going to wet it down with a little bit of extra water. In the morning, normally you wouldn't feed horses a big feed because their stomachs are quite small. However, because this is just a natural fibre-based feed with no horrible sugars, no preservatives or anything, so the other two are only getting a tiny amount because they don't really need a feed, but I like them to have their supplements now they're getting a bit older. But Billy needs it to keep his digestive system full because horses are obviously grazers and they're designed to eat all the time, unlike humans, although no one told me that I'm not designed to eat all the time. So wetting it down because it's really important, it's nice and wet, nothing swells in the body, and then they know their routine. So I'll talk you through some of the herbs in a minute. So always an exciting thing. Exciting, boys. Come on then. Come on. They all know their little place where they go. Because Andrea and I have been working really hard today, I haven't cleared up the feed buckets from this morning, so that'll be my job for tonight. So Billy will go in and eat his. I love the way they all go into their own stables and they all know exactly where to go and what the routine is. This is their one from this morning. Then, Charlie. This is the only time I shut them in because they all eat at different spaces, and when horses are eating a hard feed, it's really important that they're not rushing or bolting it down and they can have the space to relax and enjoy it. There's Romeo. It's like the three bears, Goldilocks and the three bears. We do it in size order, don't we, Charlie? A little Charlie in there. And then, what I will do is I'll just leave them in there for half an hour because Billy takes quite a while. I love all these nettles growing, so normally if I hadn't been so busy today, I would have made a fresh nettle tea with these nettles and used the nettle tea to wet the feed down. So I'm going to put them in there so that they don't come out and hassle each other over the feed. And they'll quite happily be in there. They've got fresh water, they've got their hay should they want it. And then I will come back in half an hour and give them a quick groom, check them over, pick their feet out, take their fly masks off and wash out all the feed bowls. So there's no peace for the wicked in this house. As usual, I've got my chief assistant Duffy there who always makes sure that I'm doing everything perfectly. Is it your turn for feed next, Duffy? We have a strict pecking order in this family. Horses, cats, dogs, guinea pigs and humans are last. But they're quite happily in there munching away. This will really keep for Billy. I make sure I feed very regularly throughout the day. So he's his first feed at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then he has an early lunch at about 11 o'clock, and then have a tea. We're a bit late now. Normally he'd have that between 4 and 5, but we're a bit late today because I've been working. And then have a late night feed between 9 and 10. And then in the winter, hence me putting up all the fencing as I explained earlier, I'll leave an extra feed down overnight because he can't really eat the hay anymore. So happy horses, and now I'm off to feed cats and dogs. But the one thing I would say is the quality of food that you give your animals is absolutely crucial to their health and happiness, because like our food, there's too much processed food around at the moment. So this food is a really wonderful one from Germany, and it's all made from natural pasture land with 60 species of natural herbs and grasses, which is exactly what they're used to eating, because horses, the clue's in the name, they're herbivores, not grassivores. So no animal is designed to eat one thing all the time. So I'm very careful with my animals that they have the most natural feed that I can, hence the fact that I've got two, touch wood, going strong despite difficult starts at 30, and Romeo, who's a baby, who's only 24. So